Welcome to Dog's World. As dog owners, we all want our furry friends to live happy and stress-free lives. However, we may unknowingly be causing our dogs stress without even realizing it. In this video, we'll be discussing the 11 ways you might be stressing out your dog. Dogs are incredibly perceptive and sensitive creatures, and they can show stress in a variety of ways that we may not always notice. But before we dive into those 11 ways, let's start with a brief overview of how dogs show stress. Physically, stress can manifest as changes in their posture, such as a lowered head or tail, hunched shoulders, or tense muscles. They may also pant excessively, have dilated pupils, or exhibit a dry mouth. Behavioral signs of stress can include excessive licking or grooming, yawning, avoidance behaviors, or even aggression. It's important to note that these signs may be subtle and can vary from dog to dog. So, let's get started and learn how we can better understand and prevent stress in our furry friends. Number 11. Loud noises. Did you know that dogs have incredible hearing abilities? They can detect sounds that are 4 times quieter than what humans can hear. Unfortunately, this also means that loud noises that may not bother us can be stressful for our furry friends. Loud noises can come in many forms and are a common stressor for dogs. Fireworks, concerts, or playing loud music in a room or car can all cause anxiety or fear in dogs. This is because loud noises are instinctively perceived as a signal of danger by dogs. Additionally, loud noises can physically discomfort dogs and cause pain or discomfort in their ears. To minimize your dog's stress, it's essential to take measures to reduce their exposure to loud noises. This could mean keeping them indoors during fireworks or loud events, creating a safe and comfortable space for them to retreat to, or even gradually desensitizing them to loud noises over time. Number 10. Changes in routine. Changes in routine can cause stress for dogs just like it can for us humans. Dogs depend on routine and predictability, and when we suddenly change their environment, it can cause them to feel anxious and stressed. For example, moving to a new house or rearranging furniture can cause anxiety for your dog. Even changes in their feeding and potty schedule due to a busy schedule can cause stress. Dogs are creatures of habit, and changes in their routine can leave them feeling unsure of what's going to happen next. If you notice your dog seems anxious or stressed after a change in routine, try to provide them with as much predictability and stability as possible. Stick to a consistent feeding and potty schedule, and keep their environment as stable as possible. With a little effort and attention to your dog's needs, you can help them feel more secure and less stressed out. Remember, your dog depends on you to provide a stable and consistent environment. Number 9. Lack of stimulation. Dogs need stimulation, both physical and mental, just like we humans do. Both physical and mental activities can help keep your dog happy and healthy. Without enough stimulation, your dog might get bored or stressed, which can lead to destructive behavior like chewing or excessive barking. To keep your dog stimulated, you can go for walks, play fetch, and provide puzzle toys and obedience training. Mental stimulation is just as important as physical exercise. If your dog isn't getting enough stimulation, they might start showing signs of stress like barking, restlessness, or chewing on things they shouldn't. So, it's important to keep your dog engaged with plenty of toys and activities to keep them entertained. If you notice any signs of stress or unwanted behavior, try incorporating more physical and mental activities into your dog's routine. Number 8. Over-restricting movement. Are you struggling with constantly telling your dog no when they're doing something you don't want them to do? Well, I've got some good news for you. Instead of just saying no, there are some things you can do to help prevent stress and boredom in your furry friend. You see, dogs need both physical exercise and mental stimulation to be happy and healthy. Constantly restricting their movement by saying no or keeping them in a small space can lead to boredom and restlessness. This, in turn, can cause stress and behavioral issues in your dog. So what can you do to prevent this? Make sure your dog has enough space to move around and play, and provide them with interactive toys or games for mental stimulation. And when you catch them doing something you don't want them to do, try offering an alternative behavior instead of just saying no. This will help redirect their energy and keep them from becoming bored and stressed out. Number 7. Lack of socialization. As a dog owner, you want your furry friend to be happy and healthy. That's why proper socialization is crucial for your dog's well-being. Socialization involves exposing your dog to different types of people, animals, and environments in a positive way, so they learn how to interact and respond appropriately. When dogs are not properly socialized, they can develop anxiety, fear, and even aggression towards other dogs and people, making it difficult to take them outside or introduce them to new situations. But don't worry, socializing your dog can be fun and easy. You can take them to dog parks or puppy classes, introduce them to new people, and even take them on car rides. With patience and positive reinforcement, your furry friend can become a confident and well-adjusted member of your family. Number 6. Separation anxiety. Separation anxiety is a common stress-related issue in dogs that can cause them to exhibit destructive behavior when left alone. It is important to understand that leaving your dog alone too often can cause them to become anxious and stressed every time you leave them alone. This can lead to destructive behavior and accidents in the house. However, there are ways to make alone time easier for your dog. To prevent separation anxiety, it is recommended to not leave your dog alone for more than 6 to 8 hours. Before leaving, make sure your dog has access to water and toys to keep them occupied. Some dog parents make a big deal about leaving and coming home, but this only adds more stress to your dog's anxiety. Instead, try to avoid paying attention to your dog for about 20 minutes before leaving. When you come home, wait until your dog has calmed down before interacting with them. Over time, your dog will learn to feel less anxious when they are left alone. Number 5. Mixed messages. So, you know how sometimes we can get a little mixed up when giving our dogs commands? Maybe we use different words or phrases to mean the same thing, like telling our dog to stop barking 1 minute and then saying quiet the next. Well, it turns out that this can really confuse our furry friends and make them stressed out. They don't know what we want them to do, and when they get scolded for not following our commands, they're left feeling anxious and uncertain. But don't worry, there's an easy fix for this. It's important to come up with specific words or phrases for each command, and make sure that everyone in your family is on the same page. For example, if you use down to mean lay down, make sure that everyone is using the same word consistently. That way, your dog knows exactly what you want them to do and can follow your commands with ease. Number 4. Inappropriate play. Have you ever played with your dog in a way that made them uncomfortable? That's what we call inappropriate play. It's important to be mindful of your dog's boundaries and to understand what kinds of play they enjoy. Some examples of inappropriate play include roughhousing, wrestling, or playing too aggressively. Avoid playing with your dog's face, ears, or tail as they may not like it. To ensure that you're playing appropriately with your dog, try to mimic their natural behaviors. For example, dogs love to play tug-of-war and fetch. If your dog isn't interested in playing, don't force them to do so. The key to a healthy playtime is to respect your dog's comfort and happiness. By doing so, you'll build a stronger bond with your furry friend and create a positive and fun experience for both of you. Number 3. Pulling on their leash. Pulling on their leash is when a dog tries to move ahead of their owner and pull the leash with them. Dogs often do this because they are excited, want to explore, or are feeling anxious or fearful. It is bad for dogs to constantly pull on their leash because it can cause physical harm, such as neck strain or throat damage. It can also make walking your dog a frustrating and unpleasant experience for both you and your furry friend. Additionally, constantly being pulled on a leash can cause stress and anxiety for a dog. It can lead to a feeling of being restrained and unable to explore their surroundings, which can be particularly stressful for dogs that are naturally curious and active. To prevent your dog from pulling on their leash, you can try training techniques such as positive reinforcement, using a front clip harness or head collar, or teaching your dog to walk calmly by your side. With patience and consistency, you can help your dog learn to walk politely on a leash without causing them unnecessary stress or discomfort. Number 2. Expecting your dog to obey. Although our furry friends love seeing us happy, they're still opportunistic animals. Sometimes they might even snatch some food off the counter when we're not looking. While some dogs may obey just to please us, most of them obey because they know they'll get rewarded for their good behavior. Inconsistent rewarding can lead to inconsistent behavior, and it's unfair to be angry with our dogs when they don't obey if they don't expect a treat in return. This can create confusion and anxiety for our dogs, making them wonder what they're doing wrong. It's important to remember that dogs need consistent training and rewards to understand what we expect from them. If we expect too much too soon or get frustrated when they don't understand, they can become stressed and anxious. So, let's take the time to train our dogs with patience and positivity, and reward them for their good behavior consistently. This will help them feel confident and comfortable in their role as our loyal companions. Number 1. Punish for behaving like a dog. As a dog parent, it can be frustrating when your furry friend chews on furniture or digs in the yard. But punishing them may not be the best approach. Dogs have natural instincts to explore, dig, and chew, and punishing them can cause stress and anxiety. Instead, try redirecting their behavior. Provide them with appropriate toys and designated areas for digging. If they're doing something you don't like, calmly say no and redirect their attention to something more appropriate. Remember to reward good behavior instead of only punishing bad behavior. Positive reinforcement can go a long way in shaping your dog's behavior. If you do need to discipline your dog, do it in a human way. Yelling, hitting, or physical punishment can lead to fear and aggression. Use a firm but calm voice and never hit or physically harm your dog. Instead, consider timeouts or withholding attention. The goal is to correct behavior, not to harm or stress out your furry friend. Remember, there are several things that you might be doing that could be stressing out your furry friend. Punishing your dog for behaving like a dog, expecting your dog to obey without consistent rewarding, lack of socialization, separation anxiety, inappropriate play, and pulling on their leash are just a few examples. It's important to remember that dogs are living beings with their own personalities and needs. By understanding and addressing these issues, you can improve your relationship with your dog and reduce their stress levels. If you have any other tips or experiences on how to reduce stress in dogs, we would love to hear them. Please leave a comment below and share your knowledge with the community. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more helpful dog-related content.